Hello everyone, and welcome to our first episode of Rebrew. So named because it is brews we have reviewed on the podcast. The first one that we decided to review is the Jund Delve Dragon Breath Reanimator deck. And for those of you who may not remember or have never seen the deck before, essentially what it is you're trying to get out your beefy threats and have these in the graveyard so that when a creature with converted mana cost 6 or more enters the battlefield, you can attach it to that creature. So the two main pieces are Dragon's Breath, which gives haste and fire breathing, and Dragon Fangs, which give trample. So we have some efficient beaters here. We also have Hooting Mandrills in our Delve slot. We have lots of ways to get things in the graveyard between Satyr Wayfinder, Faithless Looting, and Commune with the Gods, also Grizzly Salvage. We're running 6 fetch lands and a couple of each of our basics. And even an Exhume and an Ulamog's Crusher. So we can Faithless Looting, discard Ulamog's Crusher, and then Exhume it. That would be pretty sweet. You'll notice this deck plays no tap lands other than these, which I like. Mostly because it enables the turn 1 looting into turn 2 Exhume for the Crusher. Looking over our sideboard, and to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure about the deck. This is a stock list. I've never actually played with the deck before, so I don't know exactly what each card is for. I imagine the Edicts and the Doomblades are for grinder matchups where you want some spot removal. Undying Evil is probably great against decks with spot removal. Give your creature Undying, it re-enters the battlefield, re-triggers your auras. Trickery for the little dude matchups. Nature's Claim for Affinity. Feed the Clan for Burn. Also good with Affinity, I suppose. And also Vines of Vastwood for targeted removal. So the best way to learn how to play a deck, I think, is just going through and playing it. So let's get into some tournament practice, and let's see how this deck really works. Here we are against Teats. Yes, I'd like to play first. Hand seems manageable. We have Commune with the Gods. I want to get this Dragon's Breath out of my hand, but we have 3 mana. I'll keep it. I'm not sure if that's correct, but we have Commune, Grizzly Salvage. We have lots of ways to get things into our yard here. And of course, find the creature we want. I don't know if you ever get the enchantment with this guy. So we're gonna lead off with a Swamp. Oops. I'm a terrible typist. So that we could be anything here. Take that tick off my opponent's upkeep. That's mostly when I'm playing against Delver and want to stag them before they flip. Looks like we're playing against Boggles, so that's a good place to use the Chainer's Edict. Obviously not against this guy. Let's go ahead and Commune. I don't see a reason not to fire that off. Ooh, that seems pretty unlucky. That seems pretty unlucky. Having to take a Dragon Fangs and pitch all the stuff I kind of want. So let's pop out my graveyard, because it's going to be useful. No white mana yet from my opponent. Nest Invader. Alright, I guess it's not Boggles like I thought. It might be a mono green Stompy variant. Satyr Wayfinder, that's a good way to get on the board. Let's go ahead and play him. Let's take the Terramorphics that we can go and grab a mountain. And that way have all our colors online, and that way we'll be able to flashback the Faithless Looting next turn. Also will allow us to block with the Wayfinder, which I will do on the Nest Invader if my opponent attacks here. I don't really need the Wayfinder anymore. So next turn the question will be, do we Grizzly Salvage? Or do we Commune? You know, it might have been better to grab another... No, I can do both. The alternative is flashing back Faithless Looting, but I guess I want to discard Dragon's Breath and Dragon Fangs. But for now, I think I'm good just searching for cards I can actually use here. A creature, namely. Alright, we draw Forest. Let's start off with the Commune. How much does Faithless Looting cost? 3? So yeah, I think it's better to Commune and... Oh, don't want to tap like that for Commune. Commune and Grizzly Salvage. Yeah, let's put the angler into our hand. That seems good. Now we can go ahead and play this angler. So now this Dragon's Breath will trigger. We'll get to smack our opponent. Which I think I feel good about here. The only thing that could blow me out here is perhaps a Hunger of the Howlpack, but my opponent would have that anyway. So I think I feel comfortable attacking. Like a Hunger of the Howlpack would be the absolute worst, but if my opponent's blocking with a Spawn, I don't think they have it. Because the trick with Hunger is you, what is this? Oh. Wow. Okay, I officially don't know what we're playing against anymore. Seems pretty good. My opponent might be playing Scion of the Wild, or something along those lines. Let's go ahead and plop down a... Let's make it a swamp. So it may have actually been better last turn to flash back the Faithless Looting, because then I could have discarded the Dragon Fangs as well, which is probably going to be how I win this. But also interesting to note, like, Trickery looks pretty good here. I wonder what my opponent is doing. Could it be some sort of pump effect? Manamorphose into a pump effect? Oh. Weird. So it's also some sort of combo deck. My opponent's deck seems like a pretty sweet brew as well. So yeah, definitely bringing in Electrickery. Not bringing in the Chainer's Edicts. There's some fast mana. Opponent has to discard some cards, discarding some lands. There's a Sultai Scavenger. I'm going to lead off with the Grizzly Salvage. And I guess take the Mandrills here. I can't Mandrills and... I can't have it all. I guess I could Wayfinder for a blocker. Because Crusher seems bad here. Unfortunately, so does Delving More. I think what I'll do is I'll take Hooting Mandrills. I'll play this Forest. And I guess I'll flashback Faithless Looting. I can probably survive one more turn here. Discarding... Yeah, that seems good. Flashback Faithless Looting. Discarding Dragon Fangs. And Dragon Breath. And now I can't play another card. It's almost like, do I even want to attack here if my opponent's willing to swing all out? Yeah, I guess attacking is fine. And then next turn I'll play the Sultai Scavenger and give it Fire Breathing and Trample. I wish I had to trample my Gurmag Angler, but that's unfortunately not what happened. I wonder if this is another one of those keep watch. My opponent doesn't seem to be a combo deck, though, if they're spending all that mana on Keep Watch, on their own creatures as well. So, like, my opponent's going to hit me down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down to 8. I really need to draw an Exhume and get the Crusher back to win this game. And even then, it might still be a close one. But at least it would require my opponent to sack most of his board. Alright, well now I don't know if I can do it, if I can win. Because I'm going to have to not attack this turn. Unless I draw into the Exhume. Another Angler is not bad. I like that. And I can give it Trample. So let's go ahead and delve us up an Angler. My opponent's going to gain a ton of life, true. I think I'm just going to have to play blockers, which kind of stinks. Then I can play the mandrills. Don't have enough for the scavenger. And I can't really afford to attack here. So yeah, this is getting interesting. I'm not sure how I win this game. Does my opponent have Sprout Swarm? No. Oh man, that's a beating. If my opponent has a Sprout Swarm, I basically need Crusher to win. And even then, it's not a for sure thing. So attacks with everything. I think I have to block here. Then I'll block here and here. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Unless my opponent has a pump. Nope, just another keep watch. Now what? Ooh. My opponent is kind of playing a combo deck. Fun. The reason I didn't concede is I want to see what all my opponent's playing. I want to take a look at the graveyard real fast. Alright, so we'll go ahead and concede. So my opponent is playing a basically green, keep watch, Rite of Initiation deck. So Electricity will definitely come in. Nature's Claim doesn't seem terrible. And then these seem bad, Doomblade and all. Feed the Clan doesn't seem particularly good. And what do I not want? That's kind of tough. Like maybe cut a Salvage and a Commune? That seems okay. Well, I just submitted with 61 cards. Ah, well. My deck can afford to do that. So yeah, I have not seen this deck my opponent is playing, although I think I've heard Mike talk about it before. Maybe we should play that deck next. I have seen a similar list that was Izzet and Goblins. It was Keep Watch Goblin combo. So yeah, we'll play first. I think I have to keep this hand, even though it's... Yeah, this hand is just like, if I draw a Swamp, I can Exhume the Ulamog's Crusher. So I'll keep this. Also, just 1 mana short from this Electricity. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, we'll have to get a Mountain here. And worst case, I can Faithless Looting. Yeah, I'm going to do Faithless Looting anyway. Actually, I don't know what I'm saying. Worst case. And we're going to hope to get the... We're going to get the Dragon Fangs and the Crusher in the yard. So Forest, not bad. Could Commune. Might be better to go ahead and Commune, actually, so that I don't... Well, I have to hit my Black Source. You know, let's just start off with the Faithless Looting and see what that gets us. Unfortunately, did not hit a Black Source. Next turn, I can Faithless Looting again and try and find another Black Source. Really hoping my opponent doesn't have any graveyard hate here. Although Manamorphose could. Oh, Sylvan Ranger. Wonder why my opponent Manamorphose there. I guess just to draw the card, perhaps? But that seems like a waste of a Manamorphose. I don't know. I don't really understand that play. Opponent serves for 1. Come on, Black Source. Well, that's a discard outlet, so let's Faithless Looting. Ugh. Let's discard Exhume and the Dragon's Breath. Wow, that's really unfortunate. Missing out on yet another land. But we are setting up our graveyard very nicely, so as soon as we hit the swamp, we'll be in business. Next turn I'm going to have to commune. Oh, but commune doesn't hit a land. Oh, that's terrible. Ugh, I'm actually not doing that well at all. If I hit another red or green land, I could... what am I looking to say here? If I hit another red or green land, I could flash back into Faithless Looting. I think this hand was a reasonable keep. It's just unfortunate that this hasn't ended up working out for us. My opponent's going to swing 2 here. I guess, like, absolute worst case, I could reanimate this. I could use this Mandrills, but then I'd be dealing with my whole graveyard, and that doesn't seem very good. My opponent decides not to attack. Interesting. Okay, well, this is getting silly. Yeah, it has to be a creature or an enchantment. It might be better just to leave up Electrickery, and that's what I'm going to do. I could Electrickery main phase, so I think I'm gonna Electrickery beginning of combat. I'll give my opponent a chance to play a few more creatures. Does this say Sprout Swarm? They scatter the seeds? Okay, well now I'm going to Electrickery here. So that worked out okay. My opponent can't draw a ton of cards. I'm going to be sad if we lose this game just because I could never find a black source. Opponent grabs a mountain. Plays a Visionary. So maybe it would have been better to wait on the Electrickery, but who knows what else my opponent would have gotten up to. Especially if my opponent's playing these main phase, actually. So come on, black source. That's what we really, really want. Another Electrickery? I guess I'll hold that up too. So Electrickery is going to do a lot for us this game. And I'm only going to take an extra 2 points here to see if my opponent will play any more creatures. He doesn't. I'm still okay with the 2 for 1. There we go. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 1. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can play the Mandrills here. And that seems okay. We are, of course, going to use this as a blocker and wait till we can get the Exhume live next turn. I don't think my opponent is... If my opponent's going to play their graveyard removal this turn, then that's unfortunate, but they haven't had it all game, so I'm willing to gamble one more turn. So opponent can also bring back a creature, but that's okay. All their creatures are 1/1s. So yeah, let's go for an Exhume on Ulamog's Crusher. Looks like that's resolving. Now let's attack. Opponent has to sack 2 permanents. It looks like it's going to be 2 lands here. And I'm attacking for quite a bit of damage. My opponent is willing to take it, though. Interesting. Now let's commune with the gods. I guess I only have one option. I have another Exhume in my hand if my opponent can somehow kill my Crusher. Opponent main phase, playing a Simian Spirit Guide. Okay, well that seems like we're in pretty good shape then. No, there's no reason to Faithless Looting here. Let's just go ahead and attack. See, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. My opponent will have to block. Then I can play an Angler on defense. Doesn't seem too bad. I am technically attacking for 14 here also, because I have the one red source to pump. Opponent choosing to sack more land. So, does this mean I just win? I think so. Yeah, it's possible my opponent forgot that that card had fire breathing. So awesome, we get a win. Do I like... You know, Nature's Claim, what did I even bring it in for? I already forgot. That's terrible. Oh, I brought it in for his mana fixing. You know, I actually don't think that is that important. So, Commune, I think I'd rather play one less Commune, one more Grizzly Salvage, because that game I really needed to find a land instead of an enchantment. And I actually kind of don't want these in my hand, so... I can see an argument for Vestal of Nazency instead of Commune with the Gods, just so that you can take more things, and so that you don't have to take an enchantment if you don't hit a creature. So let's go ahead and submit. My opponent will get to be on the play this game. We'll see how much of a difference that makes, because I was pretty screwed that game for a while, and I was still able to get there. This hand has to be unkeepable, right? It's all green and black cards, and I have a red card. I'm going to have to mulligan. This seems pretty good. Lead off with a fetch for a forest, turn to Grizzly or Commune. Or turn 1 Faithless Looting, that seems fine also. Yeah, let's keep that on top. Maybe still fetch the forest. Because I have nothing I really want to discard right now. Maybe we can save the looting for another time. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and just grab forest. Let's go forest, Commune. Because I don't really need a land right here. So, okay, we draw another swamp. I'm not unhappy about that. So let's play out a swamp. Let's Commune. Okay, so yeah, now we can grab Crusher here, and then discard it to the looting next turn. I like that quite a bit. Fill our yard with some lootings. Nest Invader for my opponent. I guess also that game was pretty good because I managed to draw both Electricaries. Or 2 out of 3 Electricaries, maybe. My opponent's playing into more Electricaries here, but maybe it's okay for him or her. So yeah, next turn we're going to loot. I guess the question is, do we... Yeah, I think we just regular Faithless Looting in case we need to play this Angler as a blocker. Okay, perfect. So let's loot, discard Dragon's Breath and Crusher. Was hoping to get an Exhume off of that. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. No. The question here is, I think I want to Grizzly Salvage. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, let's go ahead and Grizzly Salvage, and let's grab a Terramorphix that we have lots of things to... Actually, it might be better to just grab the Wayfinder. Yeah, let's grab the Wayfinder. We have plenty of land. And that way we can play the Angler next turn with Haste and Trample. My opponent seems to be setting up to draw a lot of cards here. Ooh, can my opponent kill me this turn? Wow, is that just game over? Yeah, wow. My opponent was just able to combo faster than me. Pretty sweet. Just discard your whole hand, pump your whole team. Well, that was unfortunate. My opponent killed me on turn 4, so I guess his or her combo got there a little faster. No big deal. So let's go back to the lobby, and I'll see you guys for the next match.